Okay, question 27. The curve with equation y equals x squared plus 2x minus 5 is reflected in the y-axis. Okay, circle the correct equation. So, let's think about this. Let's imagine this sketch. So, to start with, I mean, it's going through minus 5 on the y-axis, isn't it? Because the y-axis is when x equals 0. So when x equals 0, this is 0 plus 0 minus 5. That's my y-intercept. Now when I flip it on the y-axis, it's not going to change my y-intercept. My y-intercept will remain the same. So I can rule these two out because they must have flipped on the x-axis or something to have the y-intercept plus 5. So it's neither of those two, so it's one of these two. Now, I'm gonna show maybe what I might do in order to think about the sketch of this graph. Okay, what I might do is consider this as and do a completing the square with it. So I'm going to solve this. I'm going to think about this with completing the square. So x squared plus 2x minus 5 is the same as x plus 1 squared. That gives me x squared plus 2x plus 1, but I would need to take away 6. So those are the same. These are the same equations. Right, but this is useful because it tells me about this graph and it enables me to do a little sketch of it. So what this means is, firstly, we know it's going through minus 5. Now, when x plus 1, what's the lowest possible value that this could ever be? Well, the lowest possible value this could ever come to is 0. So the lowest possible y value is minus 6. Okay, because this would be 0 minus 6. The lowest this graph could possibly go is minus 6. So the question is, does it go like that, or does it go like this? And if it's x plus 1, what value of x will make this bit 0? And the answer is minus 1, because when it's minus 1 plus 1, that makes that 0. So this is at its lowest point here, which is the point minus 1, minus 6. That's why what completing the square is useful for in terms of visualizing these. So I've now sort of complete that sketch of what this graph will sort of look like. So if I were then to reflect it in the x-axis, sorry, in the y-axis, it would end up looking something like this. Wouldn't it? And where is that lowest? Well, that's lowest when x is 1. So this would be, it couldn't be that, because that's just the same as my original. I can see that it's not the same as the original. Okay, it has changed. It's flipped over this side. In fact, this one would be correct. And this situation would actually be the graph of, if I were to complete the square of this, it would be x minus 1 squared minus 6. Okay, which would give me this as my lowest point here of 1 minus 6. So that is my correct equation. So, I mean, if you need quite a few skills for this question, really. I mean, you can have a good guess just with some basic knowledge, but to really have a good grasp of it, you need to be confident completing the square and understand what completing the square means for the graph of the quadratic.